Well, after back-to-back 20-win seasons at Missouri State in her third year, head coach Beth Cunningham is with us on the Missouri Valley Preview Show. Coach, awesome to see you as always.
Thanks. Good to see you, Debbie. Love that you always do this for our conference.
Oh my gosh, I love doing it. I've been a part of the Valley for so long, longer than you've been married or had kids. That's for sure. I'm excited to be here with you today, Beth, because in your third year with your contract extension and all the exciting things that you have going on around your program, you got great kids, you got great character, and you have a scheme that works. Tell us a little bit about why you've been so successful in your first 2 years.
Well, I think it's been about fit. We've been fortunate. Obviously the transfer portal is some people like it, some people don't. The way I look at it is, it's part of the future, and it was part of right here, right now, and we tried to adjust, adapt, and use it to our advantage. And so when I came in my first year, we had very few players even on the roster. So we were fortunate to be able to use the transfer portal and go out and get some kids that we felt like were a great fit for us, could impact us immediately, fit our style, fit our culture. And then I thought we brought in a very impactful freshman class last year. In my second year, you couple that with some key returners that were coming back, in addition to, again, another group of impactful transfers, and produced a 23-win season. And we're right there competing for the conference championships. It's a differential of 2.6 seconds makes a big difference. But I know heading into our third year here, we've got a group of hungry kids coming back, a really good group of returners led by Lacy Stokes. And again, I think we've been able to hopefully address some of our needs in the transfer portal. And I think we've got some impactful kids that will really help us as well again this year.
Let's go back to that 2.6 since you brought it up. Seconds from now, you're talking about the Missouri Valley Championship, right, in the Valley tournament. How have you used that this year? How long did you stay on it? And then how long did you use it as motivation, or have you moved forward?
I never, this year's team is a very different team from a year ago. Certainly we have some key returners coming back. It's been more smaller conversations with them, not necessarily addressing it as a whole, because it's a different team. And I told our team early on, they're not going to hear me for the entirety of the year preach about 2.6, 2.6, 2.6 as much as I would like to. Mm-hmm. And as much as, but I think it just goes in sync with what we always talk about. And that's just little things make a big difference, and how important the little things are, and how important it is to finish everything you do. And when you take one possession off, whether it be in practice or, workouts or things like that, all those little things add up, and you've got to put yourself in a position where the little things make a difference. And for us last year, it came down to one possession, and it wasn't the one possession that killed us. There were multiple opportunities and possessions in the course of that game that made the difference. I mean, most people don't remember it, but I remember we gave up a layup on the first possession of the game right off the tip. Like, that's the difference in a ball game. And so I think more than anything, just preaching to our kids the same things we always have about little things make a big difference, and just really dialing in on that. But I think that the sixth group of returners that we have coming back, when I say those things, it rings a little bit differently. Mm-hmm. It sounds a little bit differently. And without me saying it, they know that's what I'm saying. They know that that's what we're talking about.
I'm getting chills just recalling the whole scenario. It was an absolutely amazing finish. And I know it didn't go your way, but it just speaks to the level of play in the Valley. I mean, I think the Valley, I always say this, it's a great coaches league, and the talent in the league seems to keep getting better as the product around the world gets better in the women's game. You have expectation at Missouri State because you have incredible history and expectation. How do you manage some of that now that you've won 23 games and you finished, in your first 2 years, fifth and third in the league?
Sure. I mean, I don't need, history or previous success to tell me where I want to be, or to feel the pressure of that. I embrace being somewhere that expects to be good, that wants to be good. I mean, those are my own standards, my own expectations, and certainly you have goals and aspirations. So I think it's, I've always been a huge believer on, working really, really hard, doing things the right way. And I've been really fortunate in the entirety of my career, whether it be playing career or coaching career, that good things have come out of that recipe. And there's obviously a lot of different things that go with that. But, I'm really excited about our group this year. I think although we have 2 freshmen and 6 transfers coming in, which looks like a bulk of, it's a majority of a new team. I'm really excited about the 6 kids we have coming back, because those kids, they understand what we're about. They've helped with setting the culture, our identity, how we do things, and it's made it a really smooth transition for these kids that are coming into our program now. And it's been probably the most enjoyable team I've had to coach since I've been here so far, and just them understanding just what it takes to be successful. And how that translates at the end of the year, we don't know. But I like where we're at right now, and just the accountability that they have, the work ethic that they have, the motivation that they have, day in and day out. It's definitely been the best group from that standpoint that we've had so far. Now we got to figure out a way to go win some ball games.
I'm guessing you're a little bit ahead of timetable, right? Ahead of schedule, just based on the success you've had. And with that, we have to mention Lacy Stokes and what she's meant to your team and your program. First of all, she's a hometown kid. She's responsible for a lot of attendance, right? Because they love Lacy Stokes in Springfield. And then just her value as a smaller guard and what she's been able to do through your eyes, transferring it to the floor.
Lacy's a special player. She's a special kid, unbelievable family, the support that she has from our community and her family, and just the excitement that it's brought to Springfield and to the Lady Bears. And, if I think about Lacy and some of the things that I really value in coaching a player, just she's got the it factor. The work ethic is unbelievable day in and day out. I mean, how you see her play when the game's on the line is the same way that she practices with individual workouts, with practice, you name it. And so just her work ethic, her leadership, her motivation, the chip on her shoulder that she has, just how she goes about everything, her leadership, all those things. When I think about the qualities that I really value in coaching a player, no question, I've been in this profession a long time. She's right there at the top. And then to see her be able to come in and have all those qualities, and then be able to adjust and adapt and pick up the schemes of our offense, our defense, and really lead our team last year is unbelievable. And so the thing that I'm most excited about is the first year that I've been here, heading into my next year, that I've got continuity in the point guard position. We brought in Nia Thomas in the first year, had an unbelievable year for us, bring in Lacy this past year. So to have that experience, having been there and done it with us, I think will be invaluable. And, she's just fun to watch play. She's fun to coach. She's fun to watch in practice. She's fun to watch play. Our fans love her. I always thought our fans were going to love her just because she was small. Everybody loves the small guards, right? And
right.
We didn't know exactly how it would translate, but when we recruited her, I knew she had those qualities that a lot of kids just don't have, and she has that. And then the way that she's picked things up and how it's translated, it's been a perfect fit. And looking forward to it.
I'm interested in, you've always, like you said, she's a smaller guard. You've coached bigger guards. I mean, when you start going who's who about guards in the WNBA, they're all big guards. Arike Gumbawale, and then you got Kayla McBride, and you got the Mabrys, Marina and Michaela, and then you got Jackie Young, then you got Jewel Lloyd. I mean, none of them are small. They're all powerful, two-way combo, can get a bucket anytime. And you're putting her in a class of work ethic similar to theirs, is what I'm hearing.
Oh, no question. All those kids were elite players and had unbelievable work ethic.
Skylar, I mean, you can keep going. Skylar off.
You can go. You could probably keep going, but that's certainly to name a few. But my point being, I've been around some elite level players that have incredible work ethic, that have that winning drive, have that it factor. You've got the same thing with Lacy. She's just packed in 6'4". She's packed in a 5'4" body instead of most of the other guards that you mentioned, a 6-foot guard. And so, those things were characteristics that made those elite players you talked about special. Same characteristics that makes Lacy special, just packed in a little bit different of a body.
They're new players, but they're older, veteran, experienced players. What might we see different about the way you approach games this year or the conference in any particular way?
Well, we got a challenging schedule. It's going to be a challenging conference again. Great coaches, great players. I think I always say there's no substitute for experience. And you look at the experience Lacy's going to have coming back, leading us at the point guard position. But then, you look at a Kyrah Daniels, you look at Cayman Beckemeyer. I mean, both those kids were freshmen last year and played incredible minutes for us, especially as we got into conference play and down the stretch. I think more than anything, just having that backcourt that has proven experience in our league, that having that freshman year under their belt. We're still going to be young in some spots, but I like our combination of experience coming back coupled with our new players, and I do think we've got some really impactful transfers that are going to come in and really help us and fit with what we do. So I think you're just trying to get better and better at what we've already been doing. Schematically, it's very much the same, but we'll be able to do some things differently. And I'm hoping that we have a lot more depth than we've had in years past.
And one final thing for you, Beth. I love Team Cunningham on the court, but I really love Team Cunningham off the court. Your husband and your 4 kids, they're so fun. They're a great group to be around. You look like you handle the balance seamlessly between that group and the other. I mean, just quickly, like, what is the motivation every day that you see or you feel about raising your kids around your culture and your environment and your program?
Well, I was fortunate being a coach's kid growing up as a coach's daughter. And so that's all I know. I mean, I absolutely loved growing up and following my dad around and being around college athletics and being a part of everything that entailed. And so to have my 4 kids now being able to be a part of everything that we do. And, I have 3 girls, so they absolutely love and look up to our young women on our team. They're able to be around, whether it be really getting to know them in the summer with workouts and doing camps and things like that, and then road trips. And I mean, I don't have a bigger group of supporters than my husband and 4 kids. And so it's been a great environment. It's one of the big reasons we chose to come to Springfield to be a part of Missouri State, because it's an atmosphere. It's a program that has really embraced all of us, but it's just been a great environment for them to be around. And it's exciting. As you said, it's a balancing act, but you want to be the best you can possibly be from both ends. You want to be the best coach I can be for our players as a mentor and to help lead and guide them. And then you want to be the best wife and mother that you can be for your own crew. So fortunately, we've been doing okay so far.
You got a great crew. It's a tangible feeling when you're around your group, whether it's your kids on the floor or your kids off the court. You got it all rolling down there in Springfield, Beth. So congratulations on your first 2 years, your contract extension, and we appreciate you being with us on the Missouri Valley Preview Show.
Thanks so much,
Kyrah
Debbie.
Daniels, one of the all-star players for Beth Cunningham's Missouri State Lady Bears. Kyrah, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Hey, what a year you had last year, 23 wins, and you have an incredible stat line, because if I was picking a fantasy player from off your team, I think you're the one I would pick. You've got numbers on the right side of the box score. Tell us about your overall game.
I can score at 3 levels and really care defensively. I really take pride in getting stops, and typically I'm guarding one of the best players, and so wanting to take pride in winning that battle on the defensive end for sure.
That takes a lot of trust from a coach for last year to put a freshman on the best player in the Missouri Valley. How did you earn that?
I think just showing up in practice, coming ready to play, paying attention to things I can control. I can't always control if my shot's going in, but I can always control defense. So taking pride in that stuff.
You have quite a legacy between your parents, who are both players, really good players too. I mean, high-level players. Your mom at Penn State, your dad for the Canadian national team. What have you learned from them?
I think just their work ethic, the way they really care about the game and care about each other and care about our teammates. I think that's something they've instilled in me, just to care. And I think also their IQ, they both played at high levels, so getting their just the way they know basketball. Growing up in that family, being around it for a long time has really helped my IQ. But then, yeah, just the way that they have instilled in me a good work ethic and really caring.
How do your parents approach the game? Are they quiet, sit together? Do they yell? Do they yell at the officials? Do they yell at you? How does it work?
Yes, they typically are not the quietest. They don't often yell at the officials unless they're pretty bad. My dad coached, so he, I guess, had to practice not yelling too much at the officials. So I guess that's ingrained in him a little bit. My mom is just super supportive, super encouraging. Yeah, they both don't yell at me very often, just let me play my game. Maybe not as younger, but now they've just taken a step back and really become fans rather than coaches.
You're one of 3 starters returning, and there's a whole new group of players, right? How's the chemistry been going?
It's been really good. We've gotten a really good base going on and off the court. It's been really fun getting to know everybody just at a personal level, and I think that's really going to translate to the court as well.
I've known Beth Cunningham for a long time, so I know how good she is, and I know how much she loves what she does. Tell me something about her in year 3 for her, year 2 for you that maybe we don't know.
Great question. I think just the way, I feel like maybe this is known, but just the way she really cares about us as people. Obviously, we want to win games, and she wants to win games, but just that she really cares about us as people and making sure that we're all doing well off the court as well as on it.
So Team Cunningham has 2 definitions. There's one on the court. There's one off the court. And I know how much her kids are at practice. Her husband, Dan, are around.
Yes.
Do any of her 4 kids think you are their favorite player?
We had at camp, we had to pick your favorite player, and Carly, one of her twins, she dressed up as me. So probably Carly.
Oh, yeah. That is awesome. You got to feel great pride in that. How does it make you feel as a role model?
It's really cool just thinking about when I was growing up, people I looked up to be one of those people. It's just really cool and really makes me care even more, especially when I show up on game day every day. Somebody could be watching. And so just wanting to, show out for Missouri State and show out to represent myself well.
I already mentioned your stat line, so we know how versatile your game is. But I want to know from you, because after watching you play, I know what a great teammate you are and how you add value. Tell me what you think makes a good teammate.
I think somebody who is willing to lay it all on the line. Doesn't matter what they're contributing, just that they're contributing. Either it's energy or defense or scoring, because all of those are important. But just somebody who's willing to do the little things and just really come around and support, not be concerned about themselves, but be for each other and for the team.
That's exactly the answer I thought you were going to give, Kyrah. One last thing. With all the new pieces this year for you and for Lacy and for Paige, who have been starters and have, helped this team to 23 wins last year, what will be new and different about the look based on personnel, or will there be anything different?
Yes, I think just a little bit of a difference. We might play some more 4-guard lineups, so getting more versatility from the 4 spot as a guard position, somebody who can push it up the floor and shoot it a little bit better. I think that will be one of the main differences, but yeah.
We're looking forward to it, Kyrah. Thank you so much for being with us on the Missouri Valley Preview Show. Well, there's spark plugs and there's energy, and then there's Lacy Stokes, the point guard from Missouri State. How you doing today, Lacy?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
Listen, you hit the court with a bang last year. D2, highly decorated player. What was the toughest adjustment for you? Because it didn't look like you had any adjustment at all.
I mean, me and Coach sat down and watched a lot of film after our first 2 games together. So I had a big learning experience to start off the season, just with shot clock and trying to understand my teammates more, because at Division II it was a little more freelance, but here we were more structured. And so figuring out how Coach Cunningham wanted me to play, that was a lot of learning.
Well, you're also not just a great high IQ on the offensive end. Your IQ comes into play on the defensive end as well. As you were on the all-defensive team, you were newcomer of the year, you were second team All-Valley. What can you do to top all of that this year?
I'd like to win the whole thing this year, regardless of all of that. But just continuing to play well with my teammates and defensively, that's something I definitely take pride in outside of the offensive end. So being able to continue to bring intensity there, offensive start through their point guards. Coach Cunningham taught me that a lot last year. So being able to stop other teams' point guards is big in our team getting stops.
You're an undersized point guard, and that's at 5'4". I might be giving you a little, right? Just a little. There are some advantages to being a smaller guard. How have you been able to navigate your size against bigger guards?
I think my speed has definitely been something that I've had to learn to use throughout my career, because a lot of guards like to overpower me a lot. So being able to, like, when I'm getting posted up on, like, whip around and pull the chair out a little bit and get around, or even hopefully getting a steal before I get down there has been something I've been able to use. And then along with that, I've practiced, off, because shot blockers time shots. So I've practiced like off time shots that kind of help me be able to get stuff off.
I say right foot, left foot, wrong foot. There's all kinds of ways, right, that you can score around the rim. How about your finishing skills as an undersized? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, being able to throw it high off the backboard over those, 6'4" arms, being able to shoot, taking one step rather than taking two, like a normal layup, or off just quick, where the defense isn't set, but like I've practiced it enough. I know that even off balance, like I can make that.
As a smaller guard, most of the players that play in college or play high school are little girls down the street, are not overpowering, freak-like, athletic-looking people, right?
No.
Probably 70 to 75% of the young girls that play basketball are around your size or a little bit taller. That's got to be empowering for you to know that you're having an impact on so many little faces and eyes that are watching you. And you're a local kid. You're a hometown kid. What has that been like for you, being a role model in those situations?
It's been pretty awesome. I'm really thankful, because I remember, being their age and being like, okay, just get me a little taller overnight and I'll be fine. And, being worried if I was going to be able to do what I wanted to do and what I've dreamed of doing. I'm playing here, for example. So being able to show them that it is possible through, consistency, hard work, and, dedication. I'm really glad I can be, someone that provides that hope for them.
I've always looked at you as being somebody that is always positive. You bring great energy. That is tough to maintain through the course of a season. How do you recharge yourself during the season when you know that everyone's pointing at you? You got to be the point of the defense up top. You got to distribute the basketball, and you got to score as well as a scoring point guard.
I think it's something I've had to learn a lot, is having a short-term memory. Once the play's over, there's nothing, you can do to go back and change that. So whatever you can do on the next play, to maybe make up for it, is something that I've really focused on. Or my teammates, when something happens after that, just encouraging them, next play, guys, we're fine. Like, make it up here. Like, correct your mistake here. You're not going to be able to fix what you did, but maybe, make it better going forward each play after the next.
Lacy, one of the things I say about really good point guards is they answer what I call the 3 W's: who to get the ball to, when, and where. You got a lot of new personnel this year. How much extra film, how many extra reps, how much more ball screen offense are you going to have to go through this year to get your new teammates acclimated to the way you guys play?
We're going to have to do a lot of film, I believe, at the beginning of the year, like I did with the coach. But it was really good this summer, getting to bring those girls in and getting a feel for each other and building that chemistry on the court and, like Kyrah said, off the court as well. And then I'm really excited, this preseason has also gotten us to work with each other, breaking down our offense, learning everybody's tendencies. So I feel, by the time we have those real practices in and we're starting games, there may be a little, question, but I feel like throughout the season, you want to continue to grow and be playing your best basketball in March. And I feel like we'll continue to figure each other out and do that.
Well, we are looking forward to watching you, and anyone who hasn't seen you play or hasn't had a chance is going to come away feeling energized, because you give everything you have and you leave it on the floor. That's Lacy Stokes, Missouri State's point guard. Thanks for being with us, Lacy.
Thank you.